The Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets. Also the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
But mostly the Denver Nuggets.
Can it be mostly the Denver Nuggets today?
No.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I mean, 15 minutes after breaking news comes down, it really can't be
Yep.
the Nuggets on the Broncos podcast. Crazy enough.
Crazy enough.
Give me a minute, Zach. Talk to me. I don't know what your mic.
Uh-oh. Check. 1, 2, 3. Check. 1, 2, 3.
As you could probably tell by the fact that Zach's mic doesn't work, Yahir is back and
Who
producing.
needs Zach? The show must go on. So
Wow.
anyways, the Denver Nuggets.
Wow.
Where are all those Lakers fans at?
We got to talk about Brandon McManus. We can
No.
get to the yes,
Let
we
me
do.
get this off.
Yes, we need to talk about Brandon McManus.
We'll talk about Brandon McManus when Zach's mic comes back. But for
That
now,
might be a
Yeah,
while.
here, am I back?
where are all those Lakers fans
I'm back, baby. Broncos talk on this
All right.
Broncos podcast.
Yeah.
At? All right. I'll get back to you, Lakers fans, when I
Yeah.
have some time on my phone. The Denver Broncos have cut the last remaining member of the Super Bowl 50 team, Brandon McManus. Your thoughts, Zac Stevens?
About time. And not necessarily about Brandon McManus himself, but the Broncos kind of just holding on to a piece of Super Bowl 50, and now that era is officially over. And honestly, guys, not shocked. Sean Payton wants to change things. He wants to do things his way. And Brandon McManus is a very strong personality.
Taking my take.
And if Sean wants to completely change the culture on offense, defense, and special teams, honestly, maybe the hardest person to change was going to be Brandon McManus. And so I am not surprised that on the very first day of OTAs, when the veterans are in to practice on the field for the very first time, they inform Brandon McManus that he is going to be released. Now, saying that, I think it's also a risky move. And I think we'll dive into that in a second.
And, I mean, I don't think the timing is a surprise at all. I don't think the timing could make more sense because it happened about 20 minutes, half hour after the rule change, saying that kickoffs, like the whole, you can place the kickoff over here, things dead because the fair catch just lets you take it at the 25. Because the truth is, at this point, Brandon McManus is like a field goal kicker, very average. Very average. And the numbers might say there were some bad years, good years, whatever. I look at him and say it's a very average field goal kicker. In terms of kickoffs, though, he was awesome. He was putting that ball wherever he wanted it. And that just doesn't matter anymore. So the fact that you can save $2.5 million, you know, when you're talking about somebody who can be a bit of a weapon in the kicking game that way as well, yeah, why cut him so that you can use that money that is what you could use to give somebody the 19th most money as a kicker? You know, that's what you're getting instead. The 19th most money as a kicker. Is that an upgrade over Brandon McManus? Not with kickoffs factored in, but without him, I mean, why not?
So the headline will be that the Denver Broncos let go of the last remaining member of Super Bowl 50.
Yep.
That's what I led with. The real headline should be Broncos release 2022's worst kicker in the NFL.
And he was close to that last year. Last year, he had a 77.8% field goal percentage, which was the 5th worst in the NFL. He did not make all of his extra points, and he was 8 of 13 from 50 plus, but he was also 4 of 6 from 30 to 39. He was 6
enough.
of 7 from 20 to 29, and he was only perfect from 40 to 49. But you do get some leeway on 50-plus kicks. And honestly, that's kind of moving to like 55 and plus kicks. You should probably be
50
pretty...
should be automatic.
54 and kind of in between pretty much should be automatic. So it wasn't just that it was 8 of 13 from beyond 50. It was that he missed 3 other kicks inside the 50. And sure, you can look at some things and maybe say, oh, well, the protection wasn't good enough on... I think all 3 of those kicks, he could have also done something better that he missed inside the 50 by getting the ball higher. He was a great kicker for the Broncos for a long time.
He was.
But it just came to the point where you have a season like that, you're getting paid over $5 million. I'm not surprised that Sean Payton, who last year, Nathaniel Hackett, probably didn't have the power or the respect in order to cut such a veteran player, someone who's meant so much to the organization, and also would have been a gamble to do that. Sean Payton absolutely has that power and respect and cojones to do it.
Yeah.
I totally disagree, just to be clear, with him being one of the 5 worst kickers last year. Like, I get that's what the percentage was, but again, to me, he was super average. He's just playing on the worst special teams unit. Like, you're being coached by Dwayne Stukes. He's kicking balls with the laces turned around the wrong way. There's multiple blocks because those guys in front of him weren't taught how to get guys to stop getting their hands up in the air.
The trajectory on at least 2 of those balls that I can think of was so unbelievably low.
Short kicks.
As a veteran kicker, I don't care if the laces are turned in on a 35-yarder. You should be able to get that ball up and get it in.
If the laces are turned in, that could go anywhere. Like, I'm not blaming him for blocks.
And I actually don't know
if you want.
If that kick, the laces were turned in.
Yeah, but I'm not blaming him for blocks, just to be clear. I get why you do, but I just can't do that.
I've said on this show several times, I don't want a kicker with an attitude, ever. And I think that Sean Payton agrees with me.
I definitely think Sean Payton agrees with you.
And I think that, he kind of came in, examined things, said, well, this guy wasn't any good last year. Why is he still around? And, no one really had a good answer other than he was really good before.
And I don't know. I still think he's been very average his entire career. He was
perfect in the playoffs.
Yeah, he got hot, but that's like a goalie getting hot in hockey. That doesn't mean that, like, you were better back then. I think he just had that one really hot stretch, and he's been basically the same guy his entire career.
Well, I mean, it wasn't just 10 for 10
There
in the
was
playoffs.
a time where he had the record for best field goal percentage by any Broncos kicker.
And that was only a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's just look at the numbers. It wasn't just 10 for 10 in the playoffs, a perfect streak to help them get to Super Bowl 50. That year, he kicked 86%. That was his best year in the NFL. That was a really good year. It wasn't just the playoffs. Then the very next year, he follows it up with 85.3%, just 0.4% less than the year before when he was awesome. 2019, 85.3%. 2021, 83.9%. And then the other years kind of dipped down a little bit more. But I mean, there was a reason that the Broncos there's a reason he got multiple contracts from the Broncos. I mean, that 2-year stretch and really for about 5 years, he was the most accurate kicker in Broncos history. There's no doubt about it. But how long are you going to hold on to that for? And that's kind of what I meant about time is I'm just not surprised that Sean Payton came in and said, wait, we're paying this guy $5 million this year for being the best kicker, one of the best kickers in franchise history. No, I don't care about that. I care about last year, what he's going to be moving forward. How old is he right now? 31 years old.
That's crazy.
He'll be 32 before season.
32 before the season. And also, in a very unsurprising Sean Payton move, the Broncos put a post-June 1 designation on this move, meaning they're kicking the can down the road a little bit. So instead of freeing up...
Pun.
Yes, thank you. Instead of freeing up $2.5 million this year and having $2.5 million in dead cap, what the Broncos did is they said, we're going to split that dead cap into this year and next year. So $1.25 million in dead cap this year, $1.25 million of dead cap in 2024. So they freed up $3.75 million in cap space this year, which then... That's the conversation. Okay, can you easily now replace Brandon McManus for at least that production with almost $4 million?
Well, again, like, you're just pushing that other part down the road. Like, it's just accounting at that point.
But that's
you have another
just Sean Payton. That's what he does. I
Yeah.
mean, he's done it with New Orleans for 15 years. He's done it now. I don't assume that Sean Payton's going to say, let's make sure we carry over another $1.25 into next year to account for that dead money. Sean's saying, I got $375 right now. I'm going to try to spend $375.
Yeah. But again, at the end of the day, it is all accounting. You cleared $2.5 million, and if you spend $2.5 million, you're making somebody the 19th highest paid kicker. And
what about 3.75? Because that's just the Sean Payton way. I wouldn't have done it that way.
But it's just accounting. Like, it doesn't
It
one
does,
way
though,
or the other. You
because
save $2.5 million though.
Because when Sean Payton does things. He tries to spend as much as he can. We have almost 2 decades of backing to show this, that he doesn't try to roll over money to account for these things. He's going to try to spend 3.75 this year, I would imagine. Or at least we know they have that to their disposal. So what would that be?
That'd be 15. But again, like you're still saving the exact same amount of money no matter how you account it.
But not for this year.
But
I think.
But it doesn't matter. You're saving the same amount of money.
That's what Sean cares about.
It does matter because he wants the money for this year.
But I mean, you could push however much you want to next year, this year, without even touching that. Like, that's how much money you save.
For what it's worth, I don't really think it's that much about the money as it is about the culture. And I just think that Sean Payton said, we got to stop holding on to this. I don't want my kicker throwing temper tantrums. I want a kicker that I know and trust, which there are a couple out there. And I will say this, as much as I have been out on Brandon McManus for I don't know, when was the helmet throw? 3 years ago?
Yep.
As much as I've been out on Brandon McManus for 3 years, kicker purgatory is a thing.
Yep.
And you have exposed yourself to that potential at this point. So it's a little bit scary, for sure.
Yeah.
Because you kind of knew that, like Henry said, Brandon McManus was an average kicker.
He wasn't going to embarrass you.
He was below average last year, for sure. And, he'll probably get picked up by a team and be their starting kicker this year, and there's a good chance he'll be average. And that's the one scary part of this, is you can enter kicker purgatory and you can be there for a while.
And that's what I said about it being risky.
Yep.
And when we're talking about kicker purgatory, we're talking about, people probably say well, he had the 5th worst percentage last year. How much worse can it be than that? You can have that guy for 5 straight years, where he's in the bottom 5 for 5 straight years. Brandon McManus was never that. He would have, many good years in a row, then a down year, then bounce back. Maybe he was going to bounce back this year, but Sean didn't want to take that, not just even risk with it, but kind of like what Ryan was saying about the culture. You can also have a kicker that comes in and kicks 2 of 10 to start the season, and you're not just in purgatory, you're in an awful place where then you're releasing a kicker, you're picking up a kicker that's on the street midway through the season. We've seen teams have to go through this. I believe the Patriots did. The Chargers have done that multiple times. That is awful. That can cost you many games at the start of a season. And so the Broncos, this is risky, because I think that Brandon probably would have bounced back to some extent this year. Maybe he would have been average, but again, if you're paying him $5 million, is that worth it? So this is a risk to me, but it's one that, again, I don't think Nathaniel Hackett felt comfortable doing as a first-time head coach, focusing on the offense. Sean Payton doesn't care.
Tara says, I don't know, I like a culture where long field goals are at least a possibility. What is Brandon McManus in his career beyond 60?
Beyond 60, I don't know that. Beyond 60, I would have to crunch some numbers, because all the stats, it should be updated. Where there's a plus 60, it's only plus 50.
I want to say he's like 1 for 9 or something crazy. Most NFL kickers can make 55-yard field goals.
Pretty much now, in today's age, every kicker, most kickers, have the leg for plus 55.
One of the guys who's out there right now is Robbie Gould. I don't know if he still has 55 in him. He's also nails from...
He's like 40 at this point.
He is, but I don't know what his season was last year. The year before that, he was really good. Anyways.
He is 40.
Also,
the old guys aren't going to hit from 55 anymar, but all the young guys have the legs to do it.
And it's interesting going back and looking at Sean Payton's last year at the Saints, when Marr had 8 starts, B. Johnson had 4 starts, Rosas had 4 starts, Cody Parkey had a start.
Yeah.
There's a real chance that's what the Broncos are looking at this year, just because the options aren't there. Unless, has Mason Crosby officially retired?
I don't believe he's retired. He's a free agent right now.
There's another one.
Bring back CU.
And again,
Colorado.
That could kind of make sense, because the kickoff rule changed today. All kickoffs, you can't find plus value from a kicker on kickoffs anymore. They'll all be able to get the ball in the end zone, and that's the thing. So I really do think that was kind of what swung things in Brandon's favor, because again, you saved $2.5 million. Is that worth it? But when you take away the one thing that was his real strength and has always been his real strength, why not bring in a Mason Crosby, somebody who you're just not worried about that with?
So the longest he's ever made a 61, and that's the only one that he's made actually over 60.
Do we know how many he's attempted?
I didn't say how many he's attempted, but he's only made one.
Great research you here.
Yeah,
Love having you back. Added value to the pod. And what I also love having is pins and aces. We all love pins and aces. Even if you're golfing, it's the best gear. If you're not golfing, it's fantastic gear. Very breathable for these 70, 80, 90-degree days that we've got coming up. And if you want club covers, they've got them. No?
Nope.
I thought head covers?
There you go.
Dang, I thought I had it. I said it confident too. If you want head covers, they've got them all. If you want to rep, really so many different schools, including Mason Crosby's CU.
I have to tell you something. The last time you said club covers, I said, yep, that's right. Just to fuck with you.
Oh, wow. No wonder, because I put the CC and I was like, okay, I got this. Even thought about it a couple of times over the weekend.
So awesome. I can't wait to have kids and just do that to them all the time.
That is you're so going to do that. They're going to be failing tests and you're just going to be laughing at them like, I did that to you.
They're going to be like, my dad said 2 + 2 is 5, and I believe him.
George Washington was not the first president.
And then you're going to be brought into the office and the teachers are going to sit you down and then they're going to say, use promo code DNVR for 15% off over at Pins and Aces. Check them out. They're amazing golf apparel. And honestly, I think you can easily wear them and enjoy them beyond the golf course. So check them out. DNVR over at Pins and Aces for 15% off.
So, Jose, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Shady Rays. Yep, it's sunny again. Another day where you should be wearing sunglasses.
Smoky, though.
Today's supposed to be the last day of the smoke.
That's
It
good.
hasn't been as bad recently either.
Yesterday, it was the 8th worst air quality in the world.
Yeah, it was the 3rd worst. The bad day.
Smoke's probably got to leave because the Lakers fans don't want the smoke anymore.
They got all the smoke.
The local Lakers fans.
The local Laker fan. Okay, interesting.
We wanted all the smoke. It came. Now the Lakers are out. They got to go.
So now it's leaving.
I feel like it should
that.
leave LA.
It's not in LA.
That's the problem.
That doesn't work for this metaphor.
No, it doesn't.
Also, LA is full already of smoke.
Yeah, isn't just smog
it's
already
all
there
smoke
all the
Yeah.
time? Yeah.
either way.
They really want the smoke. No. Is your mic on? Wow, what a day from you here.
Could be lying.
It's big.
He could be lying.
Re-energized. You can ask the people. Like, I
Wow.
am back.
Let's go. All right, finish
Wow.
the read.
Yeah, if you want some sunglasses, you can actually get 50% off if you buy 2 or more pairs of Shady Rays. Just use the code DNVR. So try for yourself the shades, rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people.
Really quick, got to give a birthday shout out to our guy Kyle, turning 34 years old today. Big time Broncos fan, big time
Nuggets
fan
fan
as well. What
Let's
an
go.
early birthday present the Nuggets gave you yesterday, Kyle. We really appreciate you rolling with us. And of course, we really appreciate everyone rolling with us. So we want to say happy 34th birthday and just enjoy this. I mean, we got 9 days until the finals.
Yeah, we celebrated all the way into your birthday last night, so hopefully you did the same thing. We also saw a guy cast a fishing pole into the middle of Colfax.
What a night.
As a celebration?
Nope.
Just as a fisherman.
He probably partied harder than you guys.
I think his life is just the ultimate party at that point.
Closer. Like,
Yeah.
we're just sitting outside at this bar, and the man just has a fishing rod with like a big ol' lure on the end of it.
So he was
And
trying to get something.
he was just like,
got
watch
some."
this. Just cast it right in the middle of Colfax. Then like a car runs it over and
Yeah.
just takes it.
Oh, the whole pole?
No, just the lure.
Oh my
And he's like,
gosh.
oh man, they got my bait. And I'm just like, what is happening right now?
Oh, Colfax.
You sure
I
your
miss
drink
Denver
wasn't
so
a
much.
little spiked with something?
No,
Everyone saw it?
That was a
Yeah.
real thing that happened.
Wow.
it was odd. Quite odd.
Wow.
Anyways, I
It
don't know why I
got
was talking about that.
Otter, yeah.
That's like the bait. That's like the Lakers. They threw out the bait and the Nuggets just ran away with it.
Yeah,
He was fishing for cold takes on that cold street.
he was doing something.
Got a tire.
Anyways, Jose actually said Robbie Gould doesn't have 50 anymore. Robbie Gould last season from 50 plus, 2 for 2.
As long as 51.
2 for 2.
There you go.
2 for 2.
He was 7 of 11 from 40 for 49. That's not good. 5 of 5 from 30 to 39, and 13 of 14 from 20 to 29. He was 84.4%. A significant upgrade from what?
I disagree.
McManus was.
If you go number by number, like the difference is Brandon just took a lot more of the long ones.
And that hurt the Broncos.
I mean, would have, but he was still the better kicker in terms of the opportunities he had. Like, you can't just say every kick is the same, you know?
Well, they're all worth 3 points.
But the fact that you can actually try a 50-yarder, like that's like saying, oh,
It might be
look,
based on honestly analytics. It might be bad to try 50-yard field goals.
well,
You should
then
just
they
go
would
for
not
it.
have done it though. Like, they have an analytics team. That's like saying, oh, whatever. Let's say Clint Capella is a better scorer than Steph Curry because look at the percentages. But Clint Capella is only allowed to dunk the basketball. So those go in at a higher rate than Steph Curry, who's shooting threes.
Except in this case, all of the shots are worth 3.
But again, it's not him choosing to go out there and kick
If
them. Like,
dunks were worth 3 points, Clint Capella would be better potentially.
and if the Broncos decided to give Brandon McManus the same kicks Robbie Gould had, he would have blown those numbers out of the water based on his own percentages.
Yeah, but the reason they gave him those kicks was because he kept complaining to Nathaniel Hackett that he wanted to kick
No,
it.
it's because he's an NFL kicker and you kick from 53 yards sometimes.
They gave it to him because they thought he could make them. They were just wrong.
Exactly. That's the Broncos. Like, in terms of who was the better kicker last year, it was not Robbie Gould.
The numbers
Robbie
don't lie. I'm
Gould.
sorry.
He was definitely
No,
the
that's
better
not how the
kicker.
numbers work.
Pretty money. Wait, why did he move on from San Francisco?
Because he's not
though?
good anymore.
I thought it was
You
like
can't-
I don't even know if it was a mutual split. I thought he decided like I want to move on. So maybe it was maybe they didn't want to offer him a lot because they thought he was trending down. But I didn't think it was like they just straight up cut him. And I think it was because his contract expired or something like that.
Like, you just can't be signing kickers who
This is crazy.
So
Can't
he
kick for
wanted
more
a
than
fresh
51.
start with the winning team.
He wanted a fresh start with a winning. So he wanted a fresh start.
Why doesn't
since
he
he
have-
was on a winning team?
Why
because
doesn't
he
it
can
have-
only kick from 51.
Why doesn't it have total points scored on here on their stats? Robbie Gould kicked twice as many extra points as Brandon McManus.
Yeah.
That's
that is
wild.
crazy.
What was his
Yep.
percent?
98.
98. So he missed one probably.
Yeah, he was 50 of 51.
I've got a very interesting guy for you guys. Henry, you mentioned him. How do you pronounce it? Brett Maher?
Mar?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brett-
he's a
Brett
Sean Payton
Maher.
guy.
He was a Sean Payton guy. He played for New Orleans in 2021, like Henry said, was getting some starts, started half the games for the Saints. That year, 88.9% field goal percentage, better than any year Brandon McManus has had. He kicked 18 field goals, hit 16 of them. And he only missed one inside 50, and he was 0 for 1 50 plus that year, but almost 90% field goal rate.
Sounds like Sean Payton doesn't like kicking 50-yard field goals.
It may be that. Got to look at the numbers. But then last year, he
Let's
goes
go.
to Dallas.
Great comment from Aaron Johnson. Let's bring in Destroying. Although I'm pretty sure Destroying's a punter.
Who's
He's
destroying?
talented enough to do both.
Yeah.
I believe in him. I think
6-star kicker.
Yeah, I think he could do it.
Maybe
is
he,
that?
maybe he's your 50 plus guy if you bring in Mason
Wait,
Crosby or Robbie
do you know who
Gould.
Destroying is?
No.
I know who you're talking
Is it a
about.
YouTube kicker?
He's a YouTuber.
That's no.
There's
He's a
YouTube
content
kickers?
creator.
Well, he's
kicker.
honestly a revolutionary.
Oh, boy.
He I believe he's a kicker or punter at South Florida. He made a YouTube channel, was making bank off of it,
Oh.
got thousands
Oh,
and
yeah,
thousands
yeah.
of subscribers, and then the NCAA's dumbasses told him you can either demonetize your YouTube channel or keep playing, and he was like, I'll just keep my YouTube channel. Well,
Yeah,
see ya.
This is my career moving
Yeah.
forward. Yeah, so how old is he now?
I don't know.
The Broncos will let him keep his YouTube channel.
Yeah, let's go.
Actually, Sean Payton may not. That's actually
Probably
maybe
not.
the one team. Him and Bill Belichick wouldn't. Okay, but Brett Maher. He goes to the Cowboys last
Bill
year.
Maher.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting
Don't sign him.
confused. Yeah, that might be rough. He probably doesn't have the leg for 50.
Yeah.
He goes to the Cowboys last year. Everyone remembers how it ended, but how it started. He was arguably the best kicker in the NFL for the entirety of the regular season. 29 of 32, 90.6%. He was 9 of 9 from 20 to 29, 5 of 5 from 30 to 39, 6 of 7 from 40 to 49, 9 of 11 from 50 plus. This guy was great, excellent. He was kicking the 50-yarders almost to the extent McManus was, and he was making a lot more of them.
But
The playoffs roll around. And what was it?
Wow.
Oh, wow. Your mic better have been off for that comment. You hear? Oh, my gosh. I say the playoffs. You hear? You're not getting away from this comment. I say the playoffs. And you hear says, Broncos don't have to worry about that. Ouch.
What's up, bro?
Rude. What was it? 4 or 5 straight missed kicks?
So did they play 2 playoff games?
They did.
Okay, so they got away with the first one.
They did.
And I think he was 0 for 3 in that game.
And then I believe the next game he started 0 for 1. So in the playoffs, he goes 1 for 6. 16%. And you know how many of those were 50 plus where you can give him an excuse?
How many?
0.
Oh.
So he was 1 for 1 from 29 yards. Then he was then he didn't make another field goal.
Right. Because he was 1 for 6
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
it was.
So how about that?
Oh, man. Okay, so
So what do you do there? Is this a guy that you sell yourself on, or is this
Yes.
a guy that you're saying the yips? No, 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 no.
well, I've always said kicking is a lot like golfing.
Okay.
And sometimes good golfers have bad stretches. I know. It happened to me on Sunday. And
Calling himself a good golfer
yeah,
here.
yeah. It's it can hit you at any time. I'm not gonna say the word because
Yips.
no, the other one.
Do you know the word, Henry?
Yeah.
Say it.
The
Don't.
Shanks.
Oh, the Shanks.
You don't say. You're about to go play. You don't say
Yeah,
that
I
word
don't
out
believe
loud.
in that stuff.
I truly needed the advice. I didn't know. I
Zach
wasn't
wanted
trying to
it
like.
so bad.
I wasn't trying to
Zach
yank it
wanted
out of
it
you. I
so
didn't
bad.
know.
I got a case of those bad boys.
Oh no.
The week before regionals in high school.
Oh, yep.
Playing great golf. All of a sudden, it's just all gone. Hit a whole bucket of balls, 0 good contact. I've never been more scared in my life. And thankfully I was able to like shake it off, but it still kind of like rattled me. That's honestly what happened to Brett Maher. He literally got a case of the S words. And
The shits.
and
Maybe that probably impacted him.
the only thing that can heal that is time. And he had to go right back out there the next week, and that was just too soon.
Yeah.
But I think he can be fine. Like, I don't think that's going to affect him the rest of his career. I will say, if the Broncos do make the playoffs, you better really hope he makes his first one.
Yes,
If
yeah.
he makes the first one, he's good. But the first one, there's definitely a chance that's entering his mind.
And you give him a 1-year contract.
Yeah.
Or you're not going multi-year.
I mean, right now, any of these kickers you can probably entice
Yes.
with a 1-year deal. Maybe except for Robbie Gould, if he just wants to wait for the right opportunity. Maybe the Broncos know that Robbie Gould thinks the Broncos are the right opportunity because they made the decision to move on from him now.
It was extra points that he was missing.
Oh.
That's right. That is right.
So even worse in terms of the ease. Yep, you're right. Sorry, I was reading that wrong. He was 2 for 2 for field goals. 1 for 1 from 20 to 29, 1 for 1 from 40 to 49, but then 1 of 6 from extra
Jose
points.
says 3 of 4, and he's been better than you so far on this show.
Honestly,
He's 3 for 4. Okay, no, Jose, you're wrong. He was 3 for 4 in his career in the playoffs.
Okay.
but honestly,
Now that I got these numbers.
if he's missing extra points, just go for 2 every time. Analytics says that's better anyways.
Again,
You don't worry about it.
maybe Sean Payton's on that boat. I would
That's
be down.
possible.
Dang, I was just shanking on those stats right there.
Don't say that word, please.
You know,
So
it's,
you can't say shank, but you can say yips.
Yeah, that one doesn't bother me.
Okay. I won't say the S word anymore.
Also, don't say the H word, which I know you don't even know.
No, what
Hell?
is it, Henry?
I
it
guess you
Henry?
don't know either.
Oh.
Hank?
is it Hank?
Is it
Don't say Hank.
Hiccup or hips? No,
No,
that'd be yips.
it's a part of the club.
I was just
Head.
curious. So I pulled up the Pro Football Focus kickoff grades. Mason Crosby had a 22.7 kickoff grade. Worst in the NFL, 63rd to 63.
Yeah, he's like 40.
This guy
Yeah.
loves kickoffs.
But they kept
know.
they kept putting him out there.
Well, they didn't have anyone else, I assume.
Yeah. McManus was 8th for what it's worth.
But like you
But
said,
that doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, so it makes sense that you'd get rid of him.
Did
Was
we?
there any draftable kickers this year?
I would say there never are.
I totally
That's not
disagree
true.
with that. I totally
Occasionally there's like
disagree.
a Sebastian Janikowski, and you're like, okay, that guy.
Well, not a first round kicker. That's
Well, you
for
don't
sure.
take him there. But that's somebody who's draftable.
Man, this too. So another weird thing about Brett Maher, he's played. He's has 4 seasons where he's kicked a ball, starting in 2018, 2019, 2021, and 2022. Guess how old he is? He's kicked the ball for 4 seasons in the NFL.
28.
Oh, I know.
He's 33 years old.
What
So
was he
you're like,
doing before?
yeah, you're like,
Probably
what the hell?
Couldn't get signed.
Went on a mission?
He was just on practice squads from 2013 to 2018, just bouncing around the league.
Bro, who's
and
keeping
then,
a kicker on a practice squad? That is such a waste.
I think if you sign Brett Maher, you better keep a kicker on the practice squad, just in case week 1.
Just
Those
go
yips
sign
roll
him.
around and he's missing extra points. Then you have one right there that you've been training with, that you're comfortable with. Boom, you elevate. So I actually disagree with you
Really?
there.
I'm happy just saying,
You have like
you're on the street.
17 practice squad spots.
16. It's
You're
as somebody who's trying to build a practice squad,
your
it's
fourth
rough.
offensive lineman on the practice squad is not more valuable than your backup kicker.
You're not gonna have that many linemen on there.
Okay, your third offensive. If you have 17,
It's tough to fit 2, and you got to do it. Like you got to take a quarterback. Like you're not getting Jalen Virgil and Brandon Johnson both on the practice squad this year. Like one of them is just gone. Like those sorts of things happen all over the roster.
it's your backup kicker though. That we're talking about, like your 8th receiver.
We're talking about kicker though.
Pretty damn important when you need it. But so he comes in to the NFL with the Cowboys in 2018 and 2019, and he first year 80% field goal percentage. The next year 66. So he misses an entire year because of that down year. Sean Payton picks him up. We're talking about back-to-back years in the regular season where he's kicking 89%.
Yeah, he's a Bronco. Welcome to the team.
Really seems that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 kickers were drafted this year. Would have been cooler to get one of them, in my opinion.
That's just the bust potential. Give me Forsyth instead.
Forsyth, a good pick.
It really is. It really is a good pick.
Give me Skinner and Forsyth instead.
Yeah.
Using
It's a fair take. It's a fair take for sure. All right. Last thing here to tie a bow on this conversation.
Wait,
Oh, you want more kicker talk?
we're talking about bows?
Yeah.
You could probably get Broncos bows over at
Wow.
FOCO, where our friends literally have everything.
Low key in his bag today.
In
Wow.
fact, in my club head.
No, not even close.
That's
No,
on the
head cover.
There you go.
Yeah. You might even be able to find those over
You
at
can.
FOCO. Use that promo code DNVR for 10% off. Man, big DNVR day to get apparel and merchandise and cool things from FOCO. And you know what? Soon, if they don't have it already, they're going to have some Western Conference Finals championship gear
Oh, yeah.
and
I bet you
and
it's in
memorabilia
there.
already there. As Henry is already rocking the NBA Finals hat that the Nuggets are going to be representing. This, I mean, you got to get yourself some Jokic gear. You got to get yourself some Jamal Murray gear. What an incredible... I mean, Jamal Murray last night. Here's a little bit of Lakers talk, or Nuggets talk. Jamal Murray, Mr. Fourth Quarter, doesn't really have it in terms of shooting in the fourth quarter, but he still shows up. The very
to the
last
rack.
play of the game comes up with the huge stop on LeBron. He is amazing. Nuggets are in the championship or in the finals, and 2 weeks from now, you can be getting finals gear over at championship gear over at FOCO, and use that promo code DNVR,
Sweet.
whether it's for yourself, whether it's for someone else. Use that code DNVR. How about Colorado golf?
Hey,
I'm about to go
Colorado.
golf in Colorado.
I am too.
It's very true.
Wow.
It's just
Today-
one of those days. Yeah.
Damn.
Wow. Colorado golf is incredible. There's a bunch of perks, but the reason you do it is to get a handicap. Like that's number one.
Yep.
Like that's just so helpful because it's so uncomfortable. Like today,
By the way, this is not Colorado Golf's fault, but the handicap system sucks. We need to redo the whole
Is it
thing.
self-reported or what?
Well, yes.
Okay.
One, it's self-reported. So then you get both sides of it. You get the guy who's like,
Right.
he just wants to be able to say like, I'm a 5 handicap,
Yeah.
so he cranks his shit up. Then you
He's
have the
actually-
smart guys who do it the
Yeah.
other way so they can take money off their friends. I had a really hot streak like 2 summers ago, and it still has my handicap way lower than the way I'm playing right now, and I'm just getting raked by
So
my friends.
you called
You just
yourself
gotta play
stupid
more.
right there.
I guess I was honest. I can't be stupid.
But can you just renew it like right now when you're bad?
No, it's all based on like
Your last
10,
20 rounds or
Yeah, it's
whatever.
like your 8 best
so
scores
you're
of your last
still
20
living
rounds.
on that hot
Yes,
streak.
I need to play more to push those
Yeah.
rounds out of there.
So
Yeah.
you want to play poorly.
And I played so poorly on Sunday that it didn't count because it has to be your top 8.
Oh, that's
it doesn't pull.
wow.
Yeah. So compared
It's a
Eight
terrible
of like
system.
the past. Yeah,
I
that is
kind of
tough.
like it, honestly. But
It should
that's
just
not
be
the
some
point.
sort of scoring average.
Right.
Well-
That's what I would have thought.
But yeah, I like that it weights it toward when you're good. To me, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't affect Hank because he's never that good.
Okay, funny. I
Whoa,
think.
the double birds.
Oh, sorry.
I'm so glad Yaya's back.
He's on my nerves already.
Let Yaya cook.
But yeah, so like today though, I'm going with some people who don't golf a whole lot and so don't have handicaps. So we're gonna show up and it's gonna be like, so like give you like a shot a hole like that, and it's just the worst.
It's not fair. Just
Because
you
then-
can't bet with those people.
Because then whoever wins, you're just like, oh, did we just screw up in the
Right,
beginning, or
right.
did you actually? And so that's what's so nice because it just evens it out. You don't have to stress. So go and get your handicap because it's a great deal. 75,000 golfers in Colorado do it, and then there's all the other perks like you get the opportunity to play Aspen Glen Club or the Pinery, whole bunch of others. So if you use the code DNVR5 at coloradogolf.org, you can get $5 off your membership. So definitely go do that.
There you
Ryan.
go. Another ad, I guess, because Isaiah gave me an opportunity to plug DNVRlocker.com. That's where I got the Die Hard shirt. We have it we had it at one point in 3 different colors. This is an old design, or I should say a classic design. Old doesn't do it justice.
I have it in all 3 colors, actually.
Wow, yeah, I just got the trifecta. Of course, I only have the black one.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, you could do that thing, like. Okay, my least favorite person. It's the only example I can think of. Donna Kelsey.
Oh, yeah.
First she comes to the top of your mind.
But when she has like her little half jersey where it's like, it's
yeah.
Travis Kelsey on this side and it's Jason. I hate that. But Yaya could kind of do that thing with his 3 shirts, kind of like stitch them all together.
Yeah.
Have 3
a little
different like.
sewing project
It
on
would
this
be a-
Tuesday
Oh.
afternoon.
It would be a
Yaya?
horizontal rainbow and a vertical rainbow.
Whoa! Oh, you could like
Damn.
checker it.
Double rainbow all the way across your bod.
Wow.
See, I think you actually like that Donna Kelsey does this.
I really hate
The only good split
Fact.
jersey ever is the Walker jersey.
that. I mean, that is clever.
It's so good.
the thing
I
is,
want
though-
one so
Wait,
bad.
why is that good?
It's Larry Walker on one side and Patrick Waugh on the other, and it says
Oh,
Walker.
yes.
The thing is, the Patrick Waugh has to be
They're
like
both number 33.
off center.
Right,
And so like
right,
in
right.
70s, because you can't just like split it down the middle.
Right,
and so
right.
that part of it is like it looks
bothers you.
It does bother me, but it is like
It's the only one
It's
I've
good.
ever wanted, and I can't find it. If anyone has one and is willing to sell it to me, I will pay a pretty penny.
That is so good. You don't want to make one yourself?
No, that would be a waste. Of
Honestly,
jerseys.
that might be easier to do
And you
than
need
trying to find one.
The modified one also has a short sleeve on the hockey.
Oh, right. Because that would just be look
Weird.
really weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it would. Where were we?
we're in Denver.
Oh, you were going
We're
to
at
tell
the-
us. You were going to wrap this up. Oh, thank you. We're
I
at the
want to
DNVR
tie.
Bar.
Yeah.
I want to tie a bow on the conversation with this. No, you can explain, but no fence riding here. This is a binary question.
Uh-oh.
Do you like this move from the Broncos?
Yes.
Yes.
Interesting. I
Wow,
thought at
I'd-
least one of you would say no. I
I
obviously
thought
like
Henry
it.
would say no.
No, it's a good move. You got rid of an average kicker. You got money to sign
Kickoffs
an
don't
average
matter
kicker.
anymore.
Exactly. Like that was his strength.
One more thing on the rules. Just good job by the NFL to allow teams to have an extra quarterback on their roster.
Yep.
Yeah. You can just dress a quarterback. Like I don't like that it's position specific. Just say like, yeah, you can just dress 47 guys. Like do whatever you want. Like I don't think like you always could have dressed 3. Like if you want third, just have a third. Like
I don't understand. I think it's stupid to only have you have 53 guys on
True.
the roster, but only 46 get to dress. So I never understood that anyways.
Dumb.
But living in the world where that's how they do things, I do like it so that Christian McCaffrey doesn't have to be
I was
your
gonna say
quarterback.
to me it's a safety thing.
Yeah.
Player
yeah.
safety.
And then on top of that, they did make it specific where that third quarterback can't play unless the 2 in front of him are hurt. So it's not like you can just save your quarterbacks from a really bad game and put this backup in. So it really is just for safety, not just for the quarterback himself or like Christian McCaffrey, who you're putting in at quarterback, but also for like the offensive linemen and people that are going that are playing around this guy, so that he knows what he's doing enough. So I like it, and not that San Francisco would have beat Philadelphia last year if they had, I don't even know who their third quarterback would have been in that game, but at least they would have had a quarterback in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Had a slight bit of a shot. It was just BS last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it yesterday. I think the 46 and now 47 player dress thing, it must be to balance out the injuries. So like one team, we've got 7 guys injured. All of a sudden that's a big chunk of your special teams. And so you have guys just like the rest differential because you need more defensive players to go or whatever. Maybe that's it. But again, like I don't really care about that. But that's the only thing I could come up with.
Just let them dress all 53 players.
That's like what the injured reserve is for, and teams manipulate that already. So
I also had the emergency quarterback idea, like the hockey does with the emergency goalie. Each stadium just has their emergency quarterback. If either team needs it, he goes in.
I had a dream about a week and a half ago. I was at a soccer game.
wow, you mean a nightmare?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
you had
it
a
got
dream
good.
that you were at a soccer game.
Yeah, so
What a dream.
well,
You
so
love
then,
soccer.
But then what happened was, I don't remember exactly why, but the soccer, and this is like a big game, like it's nighttime under the lights. This is like in England where it's soccer, not like America soccer. No offense, yeah.
You mean football, not soccer?
Yeah, it's football, exactly. It's football.
You mean
yes.
football?
No,
It's football.
in England
It's football.
it's just football.
Yeah,
they don't
have
speak
Spanish
Spanish.
accents.
So,
Yeah.
then where is it? So it's football in South America.
That was my
It's
favorite
football in England.
a
I
golf
thought
broadcast
I
a
thought
couple
you were in
weeks
South
ago where
America.
it's like, oh yeah, they're going out there, they're going to play some football. That's what they call it. It's not football, it's football, because football is American. It's like, no, that's not how that works. It was dumb.
definitely not.
But the point is, in my dream, for some reason, they didn't have enough players right at the end, and there's only like 30 seconds left.
I've had this dream 1,000
Yeah,
times.
and so like they're just like, hey, we need you to like come out there, like don't have to actually do anything. It's just like we just need somebody to like stand over there. And so I stood out there, and we went into the locker room, and the captain was so fired up. He gives it was a super emotional.
Dang.
So you like
time.
hockey or you like soccer? You like football now?
I think you watched.
I think if I win the Premier League, I could enjoy it. Is what I learned. Yeah.
Okay.
That might be my only. Well, no, I have a couple recurring dreams. But that me having to go on the field and play for one of my teams is like one of my top recurring dreams.
Is it football?
It's everything.
Wow.
Sometimes I got to play for the Nuggets. I hit a corner 3, you know.
Do they always end good?
I always play quarterback for the Broncos and the Buffs.
I like it. What number? Or is that not in the dream?
It would be 11, but I don't know if I actually
Yeah.
have it in the dream. Kind of fuzzy. It's that one, and then the one that I think everyone has, which is that I show up to a final,
Yeah.
but I never went to the class the whole
Oh
semester.
yeah, that's a rough one.
And I'm just like, what? And like the teacher is usually like, who are you? And I'm like, no, I'm in this class. And, like, I have to try and take the final without ever having gone to the class.
Yep.
Why does that happen to all of us?
I don't know, it's
have
crazy.
have any of you ever dreamed about being the coach on one of your favorite teams?
No.
I have. I've had that dream, I think, more than playing the actual game.
Wow.
Wait,
I did.
weren't you the one that liked playing the
Oh yeah,
NBA game?
No,
or
the
a
manager,
soccer
football
game where you're the
manager.
manager?
I played it all, the plane ride. Won
Yeah.
3 cups.
That would do it.
Makes
That'd
sense.
make it a dream.
Yeah.
I had a dream after game 3 that I was shopping at H&M with Pat Surtain.
He would never shop there.
I know. It was crazy. I was like, yo, Pat, what's up? And he was like, oh, no way. And so we were just shopping.
Too many
Oh,
initials.
you made it sound like you guys went together, but
No.
in reality, you just ran into each
Yeah.
other.
One time I ran into Vance Joseph at Nordstrom Rack.
Yes, yeah. Wasn't that right after he was hired too,
Yeah.
or something?
It was right before the combine.
You're like, Vance, has the check not hit
I know.
DNVR
Yeah, it's
Nordstrom
like
right
you can
now?
just go to regular Nordstrom.
I'm like a new journalist right now. That's why I'm at the rack.
Yeah, I was probably 25.
Yeah, yeah.
The McManus thing is good if they get Mar. I want to revise my answer.
Oh, okay.
Only if they get Mar?
Maybe not only, because I don't know who else is out there, but there's like a 20% chance it's a good thing if they don't get Mar.
Robbie
Oh
Gold.
my god.
No, don't get Robbie Gold.
What'd you see?
Angel just like unlocked a thing for me. The dream where you're driving from the back of the car.
Whoa.
Never had that one.
You haven't had.
No.
Is it horrifying? Or
Yes,
is it cool?
it's terrible.
Wow.
Are your legs like 15 feet long?
I don't know. It just like you just like unlock some like anxiety for me.
I'm worried that I'm gonna start having these dreams tonight.
That was so weird. You're like in the back of the car and the car's moving and like you're like, wait, why am I back here? Like,
and you just know you're gonna crash at some point.
yeah, I don't. Oh man, that's crazy.
I've
I've never thought about that until right now,
Wow.
and I've definitely had that multiple times.
Yeah, I feel like nightmares are coming my way.
What is going on? Like, there's first of all, it's definitely like a referendum on our education system that everyone is having a reoccurring nightmare that's about finals.
Yeah.
About failing.
Yeah.
Mine isn't usually finals. It's usually like toward the end of the class. Like I look at the schedule and it's like, oh no, I was supposed to be going to this class all semester, and I go.
Yes.
And it's always like a history class, and I get
yeah.
in there and the professor's always like usually not saying anything, but like, oh, nice of you to show up.
Yes.
Like it's that sort of thing. It's like, no, I didn't mean to, like, and I know there's nothing I can do because I've missed so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a rough
That
one.
is so crazy.
It is crazy.
There is something you can do about it if you're having bad dreams. You go to Backus and Shanker. If those bad dreams turn out to be reality.
Whoa.
If you have bad dreams and you need to sue.
If someone is driving
smash
their
the
car
two.
from the back
Oh,
seat
geez.
and crashes into you.
Especially a bus driver,
Yeah.
or something happens to one of your family members, loved ones, smash the two. If you need to sue, and get in touch with our friends over at Backus and Shanker, where if it's an auto or an auto accident, if it's pedestrian, if it's rideshare, anything like that, call Backus and Shanker. They have so many years of experience. They have over 100 employees, over 30 lawyers on staff, and unfortunately, but fortunately, they've been through similar things as you, so they know how to not just connect with you, but they know the right process to go through with you, and they're going to help guide you to get you money, and they don't take any money until they win your case for you. It's free to talk to them for a consultation. It's free to go through the process, so check them out. Call Backus and Shanker 222-222 to set up a consultation. I think I just
You only
Seven
did 7.
twos.
yeah. So 7 twos.
Oh, yeah, that's
Smash the 2 7 times
Also,
to get in Garrett Bowles.
7-2.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking, interesting way our brains work. I was thinking Brian Gracie 7 times 2.
Wow.
Oh, the 14.
Yeah.
Wow, more of a division guy. What if
Also says something about Cortland Sutton that I thought of Brian Greasy first.
Yaya did something really annoying? Like, I don't even know. Like, something that he was just so persistent with for like 3 hours that gave me a bad dream about whatever he was talking about. And then I guess harm needs to come, so I need to like sleepwalk off a cliff or something. But then could you call like Backus and Shanker and be like, look, he caused that dream?
Dude,
I don't
you're
think
just
so.
you're just talking about my life every time I hear this podcast. You're talking about Patrick Mahomes.
Wow. I'm not
Like,
talking about
man.
I can't
that
say I've
guy.
had the teeth falling out dream.
Oh, I get that one a
Oh,
lot.
I have the
Yep.
where you smash your teeth on something and
Oh.
they break. Yeah.
Mine just all become very loose, and then I try to keep them in, but then they start falling out, or like I'll be eating something, I'll just like feel the crunch, and I'll just be like, and then all of a sudden by the end of the dream, you're just out of teeth. That's a bad
terrible.
one. Oh, it's
man.
bad.
So my teeth, I've
Again-
kind of had this in real life.
no.
So I used to have a gap in between my 2 front teeth.
Really?
My 2 big
Me
teeth.
too.
Just a little-
Huge one.
Yeah, mine was normal size, and it didn't really I didn't love it, but it didn't really bother me. But in senior year of high school, my dentist was like, "Do you want this gap gone?" I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, sure, of course, I want it gone." And so scheduled an appointment, went in there, did not know what they were gonna do, and I have a little bit of they put me on some drugs, and then I just feel and clearly hear them just shaving my teeth. I'm like, this is kind of weird. Wasn't expecting it. They shaved pretty much half of my both of my teeth off in order to fill them in again. And they filled them in, and twice they have fallen off. One of them while eating.
Oh, no.
And so you crunch on it, and it's
Oh,
just the
no.
most disgusting. It's like a horrifying feeling. It's
Biting
like
a
chalk.
rock.
Yeah, exactly. And then also you're without, half your tooth until you go back to the dentist.
Damn, that's
Oh.
wild.
Yeah.
I just got braces.
Oh, and they brought them in together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My teeth grew in fucked up.
Oh no.
It was a nightmare.
The braces
The braces worked.
Yeah.
I was. This is gonna make me sound crazy, but I didn't want to have they were like, you gotta have braces for 2 years, and I was like, I don't want to have braces for 2 years. Just make them tighter. And they were like, no, it's gonna hurt really bad. I was like, I don't care. So I would go in there oh, it's time to crank it up 2 notches. I'm like, just do 4.
And they would listen to you.
And they were like, it's gonna cause you a lot of pain. I'm like, I'll be fine. And so then they just cranked it 4, and my teeth would really hurt for 3 days, but I got out of braces in 18 months.
Wow. Instead of multiple years?
Yeah.
Damn.
The tooth dreams are definitely because dentists traumatize people.
I don't have
probably
that.
right about that.
Well, then, were you ever traumatized by dentists?
No.
Sounds like you had
It's
kind of
because-
the power over them.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, he
So I guess-
traumatized
there we go.
himself through the dentist.
Yeah,
You traumatized the dentist.
probably. He's got dreams of
They're like, this kid's
other
insane.
people's teeth falling out. It's like, oh, why didn't I stop it?
They're afraid the devil's just gonna
That's
crawl
crazy.
through your mouth when they're
He's
working
possessed.
on you.
The dentist
He
traumatizes
doesn't feel
you.
pain.
Driving terrifies you. It's a backseat one. Schools traumatize you.
I think
also
the
get, like,
backseat one is totally a thing about not for people who don't like feeling like they're not in control.
Yeah.
You don't trust other people.
It's just that's my thing is I like to be in control of things.
So
So
I feel
then
like-
not being it is traumatizing.
So you're clearly a backseat driver.
I'm not. I'm really not.
Your dreams would say otherwise.
But-
you literally are in your dreams.
You don't
I
talk
am
shit to
driving in
Allie.
the backseat.
I don't know. But I feel like all those have 2 meanings where it's oh, here's the deep one, but then there's also it comes out as in a car because whatever. As a dentist because you're traumatized by the dentist, but there's also deeper he says that's a loss of innocence, the guy in the chat. I can't remember who. I don't
the
know
loss
if
of
that's true.
innocence?
What?
The teeth falling out dream. I don't know if
Loss
I buy
of
that.
innocence.
Bronco Nuts said this is a weird podcast. We actually take a lot of
Is
pride
this
in
a
that.
weird? We talked a lot about football today.
I know.
And we started
We're
the
making
show
up for
off
lost.
with it.
We're making up for lost time now.
Yeah,
I
you guys
tee
need to
off.
talk about the Nuggets.
I know.
I tee off in 55 minutes.
All right, well, we're gonna get you out of here.
Should we hit a quick couple comments first?
Where are you playing?
Who? David Green Valley Ranch.
Oh yeah, you gotta go.
GVR, yeah, you got to go. The
Yeah.
count says, RK, Mike and Ike's retort is an all-timer. What are y'all's
Wow.
favorite rhymes?
Those-
Love the
Whoa.
count.
Kind of ruined that.
Whoa, favorite rhymes.
I mean,
There's
Like,
the
what is a rhyme?
What?
Just are we
What?
talking nursery rhymes or just something that rhymes with something else?
any bar.
just anything. Anything.
Any bar? Was that the music thing you were
yeah,
talking about?
Yep, it is.
That's the music thing.
I never think of
Yeah.
my favorite rhymes.
I need to think about it more. Like cat, hat, classic.
That's that's probably mine.
It's a
hat,
classic.
Classic.
How often does that come up though?
I can't top that.
Obviously it starts with the cat and the hat, but there's some of those where it's just these are.
What's your favorite rhyme?
But it's
Classic.
what's your favorite movie? The Lion King. We're talking best movies. It's up. You got it. It belongs in the conversation. Doesn't mean
Is that a
best,
Justin Simmons callback?
No, that
Oh,
was
I thought that was a
hilarious,
good
though.
callback.
I'm
And we
so
don't-
lost.
Well, if you're saying what are the greatest movies ever? It's The Lion King. That's up there.
No
you
one
know?
thinks that.
Okay, well then what is?
Fight Club.
Yeah, it's Fight Club's up there.
Are these rhymes?
But see, Fight Club,
What? What
it needs
do
to
we
be.
do?
It needs to be open to everybody. We're not. It's a metaphor. Sorry, but just take
Oh,
whatever movie. What is the movie? Cat. I feel the Cat and Hat is the that
Is
of
the
rhymes.
rhyme.
That.
Is the rhyme? Wow.
Well, I'm just saying, if we're talking about
Yeah.
best rhymes,
No,
that
that's-
should come to mind.
I'm not even gonna retort it.
It's
I think it's perfect.
Wow.
Who's the best basketball player ever? LeBron's name should come to mind. Cat Hat comes to mind.
Not for me.
He just got swept.
He did get swept, but again, it's going to come to mind.
Do you see he's
Magic
playing,
Johnson comes to mind.
you
For
see
me, it's
he's
Michael
playing-
Jordan, Nikola Jokic. Those
Yeah,
are the two players.
there-
Yeah,
there you
it comes
go.
to mind. Oh well, but then your mind. Let your mind expand.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of things coming to mind.
Malik Beasley.
No, not
Oh.
like that. Oh
That's
my
what
god.
happens when my mind expands. I start
Yeah,
thinking
that's
of
when you're
random players
talking about
Jeff Trepanier.
That's talking about
Joffrey Laverne.
Wow.
storage and florage.
Yeah, not a good rhyme.
What is
No, but that
No,
but that
but
would
it's like-
never come to mind, and
Yeah,
that's
like-
the Malik Beasley of the GOAT
just
conversation.
Yeah, but like an all-time rhyme is like, it was all a dream. I used to read up Word Up Magazine. Like,
Yep,
that
see,
sort of
there's
stuff.
another
Like,
one.
Salt and pepper, heavy D on the limousine. Like, those are rhymes.
There are a lot of
you
routes
rap-
you can
you
go.
rap it though? Can you say it with?
No, I cannot rap it. I'm a producer.
It was all a dream.
Oh my God! Please stop.
What's the next commenter saying?
The next one from Nash
Uh-huh.
Bronco says, everyone got their brooms ready? RIP to the Super Bowl 50 team. Is this just a money-saving move? The timing is really weird. Sean gets what he wants, I suppose. That is for sure.
Because again, your question, because you either pay Brandon McManus $2.5 million or you don't. Like those are the two options. And is he worth that money, or can you find better? I really think when you're talking about such a small amount of money, the kickoff thing flips it, because then all of a sudden he's not. And the fact that this happened a half hour after that rule passed, like, why else would either that or Brandon McManus went in there and just said, like, hey, day one of practice, screw you, Sean Payton. And I think that's a lot less likely.
Really quick, speaking of practice and that, you mentioned it earlier with Brandon McManus's antics. You know what's something else I don't think Sean Payton would appreciate? Is
The
Brandon.
McMantics.
Exactly.
The McMantics.
Is the McMantics of midway
Praying
through
mantis.
practice during training camp, leaving and coming back out in an official outfit and
not
pretending
even that funny.
to be a ref. Sean Payton,
Would hate that.
I think he would potentially cut him on the spot
Yeah.
if he did that. So he was like, I don't even want to go there. So kind of all these things.
What if that's what happened?
He
What
did
if
that this
everybody
morning?
showed up for
No,
practice,
OTA.
day one of practice, and Brandon McManus showed up in his ref's costume and was
with
like,
no
okay, we're ready
fans
to
or
go.
anything there?
Yeah.
Like, oh,
He's just
man.
like, leave. Goodbye.
By the way, we are watching Thursday's OTA practice, so we're going to be rolling with you guys after that practice to break down everything we saw. And final comment coming in from J-Pat SoCal Bronco. Matt Araiza has been cleared. He was solid on PATs. Should the Broncos bring him in to compete at punting and see what he has on field goals? I think with Riley Dixon in the fold, no, because you'd be bringing Araiza in to be your kicker. That would be like the ultimate gamble. I think the Broncos aren't.
Well,
gonna be
you
in
could
on
have
that.
him compete for the punter job too.
But you're paying Dixon.
Yeah.
Dixon.
Nope.
I thought it was a rhyme, but then I realized it didn't rhyme,
Yeah,
so I
it's not
stopped.
a rhyme.
I stopped.
Wow.
Shrixon rhymes with Dixon.
What is Shrixon? It's like Rixon.
It's another type
Rixon
of golf
Dixon.
ball company. What's Rixon?
Rixon. Isn't that the soccer team?
Wrexham.
Oh, Wrexham.
Wrexham.
Oh,
Jesus.
damn. I thought I had something there.
No, not even close.
Gradually.
It's falling apart at the seams. All right.
So is this pod.
Wow.
Anything else? Any super chats?
That's
Any Lakers fans?
Hit us with a thumbs up for everything. We
Kill
appreciate
Bill?
you.
Kill Bill.
That
That would
is-
come to mind for the
that
Kill Bill
is.
fans.
Would that come up as like the best movie of all time in your mind?
I mean, if we're talking only movies that rhyme, Cat in the Hat.
Is that a movie?
I've never seen that. Oh, yeah, they made a movie.
It's a book.
It well, start, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
That's how-
just end it.